Greetings, my friends. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the first quarter moon episode of Tarot for the Soul. My name is Carrie, and if you're new here, this is a weekly energy update and activation for the collective. Here we explore the astrological highlights of the week, in addition to me sharing some channeled spirit messages, and we look at the tarot cards for some additional sacred wisdom teachings. This week is packed full of opportunity. Let's go ahead and dive into the energies that are happening this week. Astrologically speaking, I just want to remind us all that we are halfway through the Mercury retrograde. Mercury goes direct on June 21st, which is next Monday. And then, of course, we've got a little bit of a shadow period for the momentum to really take effect, but we are halfway through Mercury retrograde. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to work with those energies this week. We also have the summer solstice coming up on Sunday, June 20th. The summer solstice energy kicking in is definitely going to impact all of us collectively in ways where we're really ready to launch into action. We're launching into motion. We're launching into activity based on the insights and awarenesses that are in the midst of coming into view right now. I'll talk more about that in a minute. However, I also want to share that we've got the first quarter moon happening in the sign of Virgo on the 17th. That energy is really going to support us in the ways of feeling a little bit more grounded in regard to this sort of up in the air type of energy that we've all been dealing with through these eclipses over the past few weeks. Also, the first quarter moon in Virgo is a really great time to organize, tend to details. So when we blend that with what we know is going on with Mercury retrograde, this is a really good time to organize our thoughts, pay attention to details around things that we might be planning. So we are coming into a time where we can start actually getting a little bit more clear, getting a little bit more grounded, poising or positioning ourselves for taking action. I would say really to be on the safe side after we have the full moon in like another week or so. So near the end of this week and beginning of next week, we've got several things converging and coming together. We're going to be approaching into the full moon, which is going to give us a little bit of a relief from the eclipse energies we've been dealing with. We have the summer solstice happening. We're going to talk a little bit more about those things in next week's episode. But these energies are beginning to influence us this week. One of the main astrological aspects I want to talk about that is exactly happening today as I'm filming this, we've got the Sun in Gemini squaring Neptune in Pisces. So the Sun is our exuberance, it's our self-expression. And Neptune is a planet that deals a lot with the mystical, spiritual dimensions of life. And so it's at home in the sign of Pisces, which also supports deeper awareness of intuition, our true soul nature. With the Sun in Gemini, it activates that energy of exuberance around our self-expression. So remember that in astrology, squares are like checkpoints. It's like checking in with how do we navigate these two energies that are coming together. So my perspective on this is with the Sun in Gemini really boosting an energy of exuberance around self-expression, squaring Neptune in Pisces, which is about our true soul nature and our spiritual awareness. It's really about like a merger and integration of both of these aspects. So for example, perhaps we can really shift into our exuberance around our soul expression as we are tapping into a clearer knowing experience about our true soul essence in alignment with what maybe has felt like a little bit of an acceleration that's happening with all of us collectively in regard to our spiritual awareness. So all in all, I would say that the theme this week is all around self-perceptions, inspiring new pathways, which is very connected to this aspect that I just talked about with the Sun and Neptune. My sense tells me that this week is like a cultivation type of energy, a gestation, a brewing and accumulating and a gathering of energy and awareness that will lead to clarification, that will lead to clear, focused intentions and taking action in alignment with those things around the corner as we're coming into the summer season. I'm going to go ahead and start delving into whatever additional sacred wisdom teachings want to come through the cards today. Let me just give these a few shuffles here as I am tuning in. Okay, and I am going to select 4 cards today, and I'm picking them now. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So this first card that I'm going to look at is giving us additional insights around the best ways to work with these energies that are showing up this week that I've already talked about. And the energy that's coming up is the Emperor card. It's coming up reversed, which I'll talk about in a moment. This is what the card looks like right side up. Hopefully you can see it okay. So the Emperor is all about us being in our leadership. When I'm looking at the reversal of this card, on one level, for all of us collectively, there's a strong message from the universe, from Spirit, that it's time for us to claim, own, gather confidence and certainty around our individual abilities to guide and lead ourselves forward. We all have those inherent soulful mechanisms that tell us what is aligned with us, what's not aligned for us, and it's in listening to that silent knowledge, that inner knowing, that we're able to gain confidence around our personal leadership. So it's checking in with yourself, gaining a sense of clarity around what your inner guidance is telling you so that you can feel confident in how you're leading yourself forward based on that awareness. In the reverse position, I also feel that with this leadership energy in alignment with what's going on with the Mercury retrograde and things like that, this isn't a time where we want to push or force or try to control anything. It's having clarity of awareness around what your intentions are and leading yourself forward, but then really holding space and trusting the sense of flow and timing. So we don't want to push or force. We don't want to be lackadaisical either. We want to be present and aware with a willingness to take action or to hold space in regard to how our personal inner guidance is compelling us this week. The next card that I'm going to look at is talking about the challenges that are showing up. And it's the Knight of Cups. So as we're looking at this as like a overarching message for the collective, for each of us collectively and then individually, when the Knight of Cups comes up, it says that we're all gaining clarity around like a new dream, a new vision coming into view. Now, when we blend that with the Emperor card that's coming up and this Sun-Neptune square that's happening, there's a lot of what could feel like an angst energy coming up in the way where we're gaining clarity, we're gaining awareness around what we feel compelled to shift into, what we're saying yes to as far as the new pathways that are opening up for us based on our renewed sense of connection with our true soul nature. But again, we have to trust that sense of timing, right? So remember that this week with the first quarter moon in Virgo and Mercury still being retrograde, it's a time of organizing your thoughts, organizing details around your thoughts, around what your plans and intentions are. Not so much the time to leap into action. So the challenge is we're all saddled up and we're ready to go, but the timing isn't quite here yet. I would say, again, as we're coming into next week and the week after that, the energies are opening up in regard to beginning to take steps forward and taking action. A really wise use of the energy that we have this week is preparing and planning so that when the energies open up to take action, you're ready to bust out of the gate. The next card that I'm going to look at is saying what energy is here to support us this week from the universe. And the Ace of Cups is coming up. Ace of Cups is like a wellspring of positive, supportive energies. It's renewed enthusiasm. It's renewed emotional well-being. It's renewed ambition. It's feeling good, feeling inspired. And so the message is to feel for that and connect with that within yourself and let the higher vibration of emotional renewal, emotional inspiration, intuitive inspiration to be what's guiding the way as you are organizing your thoughts and organizing the details around your plans. The last card that we're going to look at today is what's being activated collectively. This is what we can all hold space for individually. So wherever you are in the world, whenever you're checking out this video this week, take a moment to contribute your light, your energy to this web of light that we all co-create weekly through these messages that are coming up. So this card is showing what is collectively being activated. And it's showing up reversed, which I'll talk about in a moment, but it's the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is expansion energy, it's growth. When this card shows up, it means that we're getting signs from the universe that are giving us clarification about the best directions for us to move forward into. We're getting synchronicities. So when it shows up reversed, the message is that it's important to stay tuned in or tapped in once again to what your inner guidance is compelling you towards. The growth, the expansion that's happening this week is still more on the inner level. Again, gestating, accumulating, building energy up internally. You can even imagine breathing in prana through the cells of your body, through the skin, taking it in and allowing that prana to build and accumulate in your body to revitalize your life force energy. So ultimately, when this card shows up, it is an indicator of outward growth, expansion, forward movement. But this particular week, we're still building and gestating that energy internally. So this is a really good week for self-reflection, meditation, self-awareness, consideration. Again, in regard to how you're feeling inspired, pay attention to how you individually feel like there's an integration happening within you around spiritual awarenesses connected to your true authentic soul nature and how you feel exuberantly inspired to express yourself out into the world. That's exactly what's brewing on the inside of us this week as we're coming through the rest of this month, and the first part of July is going to be the energy of exhilaratingly, liberatingly beginning that path of expression, creativity, and manifestation. So super excited to hear how it's going for all of you guys. Drop me a comment below. Also, I'm just going to take a moment here for those of you who have been asking. We're getting closer to the start date for the Decoding the Wisdom of the Tarot course that I'm going to be offering this fall. I'm working on those dates now in alignment with the energies that are happening. Once Mercury goes direct in about another week or so, I'm going to be posting the details on the dates of those course offerings. So be sure to stay tuned to this channel for updates on fall courses that I'll be offering. And as always, if you'd like notifications about the content on my channel to come directly to your phone or device, remember to take a moment to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you receive those notifications. Okay guys, much love, blessings, namaste, stay tuned. There's more videos right around the corner. I'm going to see you later on this week. Blessings and namaste.